Welcome to the Purring Wolverine. Today, we're going to be reviewing 5 different root beers. A dear friend of mine got a root beer subscription service, and a 6-pack was recently delivered to me. One of the root beers was a casualty to lack of labeling, which you'll see in the video. But the other 5 root beers were reviewed, weighed against each other on their various merits, and let me tell you, they are delicious. You have the Sioux City root beer, Soda root beer, Firemans root beer, Sparkies root beer, and the Brownie caramel cream root beer, which let me tell you, is a delight. This was a fun time doing this review. I hope you enjoy listening and maybe get an idea for your own root beer party. Sioux City sodas offer unique flavors that capture the flavor of the Old West. Care is taken with the formulations while also sourcing only the best flavors. Belly up to the bar and reach out for a thirst-quenching Sioux City root beer. That's right, we're going to start with Sioux City. That's a root beer made by White Rock Beverages based out of New York. Sioux City is, I guess, relatively famous, you could say. There's a song called Sioux City Sarsaparilla, and it's even referenced in The Big Lebowski. Not by any of the main characters, but Daniel Day-Lewis asks for it at the bar. So Sioux City on their website says, soda lovers will tell you that you ain't had root beer till you had Sioux City root beer. So, its claim to fame is that it's made with cane sugar. Gotta say, most craft root beers are made with cane sugar. Not sure if it's a twisty top. I do have my little Millennium Falcon bottle opener just in case. Oh, it does say twist off, so it's not twisting. We're gonna go ahead and open it normally. There you go. Let's try some Sioux City root beer. Wow, that's quite good. You can definitely taste that it's made with cane sugar, but not a lot. Yeah, so a lot of root beers that are advertised as cane sugar root beers taste like they put a lot of cane sugar in their root beer. It's a little much sometimes. You're like, where's the root beer flavor? Which I'm pretty sure is sarsaparilla. I think those two flavors are very similar. But of course, Sioux City makes a sarsaparilla separately. They make a birch beer, a ginger beer, cream sodas, etc. They even make a prickly pear soda, and one that they call the berry berry, which is blueberry and raspberries. So, this is this bottle here. It's a simple but enjoyable logo. You got your little Western guy sipping his own root beer, I assume. Although his is obviously draft style in a mug rather than out of a glass. see if we can get a little bit closer and get you some tingles here. Wow, that is good. So Sioux City root beer. As with most root beers, it's caffeine free, so I'm not too concerned about drinking it at night. Interestingly, despite the fact that it is a product of White Rock Beverages, which is based in New York, it looks like it's bottled out of a company in Washington, Orca Beverage. You know, little craft soda places like this, regardless of references in the Big Lebowski, sort of have to make do with what you can when it comes to partnerships. A little airplane in the background or something out there. What can you do? So, Sioux City root beer, first of 6. It is a really good root beer. I'm not going to say it's the best root beer. It's definitely on par with other top quality craft root beers. Boyle's, IBC, although I'm an IBC cream soda guy if we're being honest. But that's damn good. That's a solid start. I picked, I'll be honest, the soda that I thought would be the most simple and most like other root beers based on the label. I'm sure the others will taste similarly like root beer, but that's a solid start. I'm gonna say if we're gonna do a ranking system, I gotta leave myself room to grow, but I mean seriously, 7.5. Probably an 8 if I'm not telling myself, ooh, there's 5 others and I gotta give myself room to be amazed, but that's a really good soda. For reference, my favorite store brand is A&W. A 6 out of 10. IBC, I would say, is even a 7 compared to this. This is a little bit better. Yeah, this is better than IBC. Yeah, this is better than IBC just a little bit. Well, there were a bunch of sirens and an airplane went by and I lost my train of thought. So rather than ramble on, I'll say Sioux City root beer. Solid. If you get an opportunity to try you one, you should go for it. Soda. Rockin' root beer. So, for the second soda we're gonna try, we're gonna go with the Rockin' root beer. Right to the side here it says, "Duh means many things to many people. An airport code in Ohio. A punk rock band." Is duh an airport code for Ohio and a punk rock band? Sure. To us, so duh means, isn't it painfully obvious that this is a delicious craft soda made in small batches with quality ingredients and pure cane sugar? So, if anyone asks, is that soda good, we hope you'll say, duh. Alright, so, cheesiness aside, and horrifying warning, cancer and reproductive harm. Let me tell you, California has a serious problem with basically everything. causing cancer. Not sure why only California, but so be it. I'm gonna read some of the ingredients here. Carbonated water, cane sugar, alfalfa honey. Alfalfa honey. So, sure. Very special kind of honey infused with alfalfa sprouts. Natural flavors. They don't tell you what kind of natural flavors. They're just natural flavors. Sodium benzoate, phosphoric acid, vanilla. Alright. Produced by Hermitage Brewing Co. in San Jose, California. Ooh, a retreat from the ordinary. I wonder if the retreat from the ordinary is a twist off. I'll tell you, I have soft nurse hands. My grandfather used to look at my hands and say I'd never worked a day in my life. Whatever, I use lotion. Get over it. There we go. Ooh, that was a much better one than so as far as opening the root beers go, soda defeats Sioux City. Label facing out for the sponsorship. Okay. All right. Very actually subtle compared to. It's unfortunately going to be directly compared to Sioux City because it's the only other one I've had recently, but. That's a subtle flavor, but that's good. You would sort of expect with the name Rockin' Root Beer that it would be louder. Maybe it's the alfalfa honey, but it's a very smooth, subtle root beer. Yeah, soda with an attitude. The attitude is laid back, sort of relaxed. Sunny Sunday afternoon. Back porch sort of attitude. What was this? Retreat? A retreat from the ordinary. Sure. I very rarely have time to sit on my back porch and just enjoy a sunny Sunday. Let me tell you, this guy's got a little bit of fizz problem. We got, oh my God. This would make an excellent root beer float root beer. Soda. Recommended for root beer floats. Ooh, I wish I had a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Just a little bit. I'm sorry for... Yeah, root beer float cream soda. 8.59. Seriously. Because you want that, it's subtle, where the cream is just going to be like, for just a sipping soda. Yeah, for just a sipping soda. I do prefer a stronger flavor profile. So, a 7, but like, it could easily be an 8.59 with just a little bit of ice cream. I'm gonna keep bringing that up. Is that soda good? Yeah, duh. Soda. Get you some if you're in California. San Jose area. Sparkies fresh draft root beer. On to our third root beer. Sparkies, as everybody knows, is another California brew. This one in the Pacific Grove. They welcome all of our comments at. They welcome all of your comments at sparkiesrootbeer.com. Another cancer and reproductive harm warning. Basically, can't drink soda. Probably sugar in California. Leading the root beer revival. Sparkies fresh draft root beer is lovingly kettle brewed in small batches using the finest ingredients. After home brewing our delicious family recipe for many years, it's now available to you. Leading the root beer revival. Did you know that there was a root beer revival happening? Let's see if there's any different ingredients. Carbonated filtered water, pure cane sugar, normal honey, natural flavors, imitation flavorings, spices, and caramel color. I don't think we had spices in any of the previous root beers. I mean, we had spices, but I don't know if they were listed in the ingredient list. We got our trusty Millennium Falcon here. That's almost too loud to be a trigger. The root beer revival. It even says it on the lid. I'm not even gonna try to twist it. Tired of twisting it and hurting my hands. There's always a little bit of like, I don't want to push too hard and launch the thing. What are you gonna do? Let's try Sparkies. Oh, the spices. Oh. It starts and you think it's going to be subtle, but it ends not subtle. It is whatever the root beer spice is, sarsaparilla, or whatever, they hit you with it. And whereas Sioux City's was sort of a bright, sugary spice, this one is a little raw. Oh my. Sparkies is aptly named. It's like if Barks made a really good root beer. And yeah, I am coming after you, Barks. Not a fan. The lowest on the totem pole of root beers. But if you did a good job and you made a root beer that was like an 8 out of 10, that Sioux City is still the best, I think, so far. Oh, it's a little spicy. The wife's gonna like this one a lot. The logo here, you see a guy holding a mug root beer. A mug of root beer. Not a mug root beer, that's a brand. You see the logo here is a guy holding a glass of root beer. Simple, clever. Leans into this is our home recipe. Now it's in your hands. We didn't spend money on a whole logo with a fancy art. It's just something we made on the home computer and paint in 1995. Root beer is the best soda. It's just, that's what I've learned. Well, that's what these first 3 sodas have taught me. Root beer's the best soda. It's just candy in a beverage. Alright, Sparkies. I'm getting a cash refund, obviously, for recycling it. Knox Brewing, Pacific Coast, California. Well, Knox, you knoxed it out of the park. The original Firemans Brew. I gotta tell you, I do not know why root beer would be considered the original Firemans Brew, beyond just being a conceit of the brand. Extinguish your thirst. Yeah, sure. Ooh, ignite the party. Oh, they really leaned all the way in to the original Fireman's Brew theme. Alrighty. See if we can find some ingredients. This is a very simple label. Nothing across the back here. Just a simple Fireman's Brew logo. And in very small type, the nutritional facts. Trying to hide them from me. Natural, artisanal spring water. As opposed to just filtered water or spring water. This is natural, artisanal spring water. One thing that looking at these different nutritional labels has taught me is that you can basically write anything you want. Cane sugar, caramel color, natural flavors. So, bottled by Fireman's Brew Incorporated in California. Interestingly, this one doesn't have a Californian cancer warning. It also doesn't say caffeine free. This soda is made without regulatory oversight. I don't know if that's true. We're just guessing. The Fireman's Brew. Have our, once again, trusty 2012. This was made in 2012, apparently. Okay. Spicy, similar, has a similar spice level. Maybe a little bit lighter than the Sparkies. Not as strong. I gotta say the Firemans Brew doesn't even have an apostrophe here. It's like the man's name is Firemans. Choked a little bit on that one. Alright. But he has others. See, these other root beers have been fantastic so far, so I feel a little bit bad for this guy, being that it's like delicious. But it's no Sioux City. It's no Sparkies. Yeah, I gotta go 6.57. It makes me feel bad almost, 6.57. Because it's a delicious soda. 6.57. But what are you gonna do? The Sioux City was a 7.5 or something like that. Firemansbrew.com. It is one of the few with a website directly on the label, which is interesting considering how little information the label has otherwise. I maybe should have taken a course. I maybe should have looked up a couple of videos on what it meant to be a food reviewer. But as far as amateur food review goes, I'm pretty sure you just need taste buds. And my taste buds tell me that this Fireman's Brew just does not have as many spices. Leans a little bit more into the sugar. The artisanal natural spring water, no effect compared to any other form of filtered or spring water. You might say, you've consumed half the soda, it can't be that bad, to which I would say, well, of course, you're right, I already said that, it's not that bad. 6.5 is only bad when compared to an 8.5. When compared to a 7, it's pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. That being said, there's not a whole lot more to talk about with Fireman's. We have one soda left on the first round. There was a casualty, so to speak. The 6th root beer has no label. Let me show you here. This was the other root beer. This is what it came. And the lid was a simple golden number with no, I don't have the lid over here. The lid, no, it's classic. The lid was a simple golden lid, no decoration. It was good, but I would similarly say it was probably a 6.5. Alright, that being said, we've got one more soda left in the first round, and then we will either move on to the second round and take our favorites, or just publish it and say, so be it. See you then. Brownie Caramel Cream Root Beer from 1929. So, obviously, this one is a little bit different. Caramel Cream Root Beer. So get this. Brownie Caramel Cream Root Beer was a family craft root beer started in 1929, run by a single family, mostly the dad, handed down eventually to his sons. They stopped making this in the mid-90s. And then Orca Beverage out of Washington State revived it. It's like a cult favorite root beer that the gods have brought back from beyond the brink. Caramel cream. No surprising flavors. Carbonated water, cane sugar, natural and artificial flavor, caramel color, but not even a caramel flavoring. It contains milk, which is strangely not listed on the ingredients, but listed under the ingredients. Contains milk. Interesting. Market beverage. Mukilteo, Washington. Mukitteo. Alright, I saved this one for last. I was just not even knowing the backstory yet. I was just so intrigued and excited by the bottle and the caramel cream. Okay, here we go. Same logo reiterated on the bottle cap. I paused there to appreciate that. Well, that's a shocking first sip. It was pretty good though. What? There is definitely cream. This is like it's a root beer float. It's like a caramel vanilla root beer float. And again, this. Are you kidding me? Okay, this is the best root. I am so glad that I saved this to last. I was a little bit. I was a little bit nervous that saving it was gonna hype it up too much, and then I was not gonna like it because it wasn't gonna be as. This is like a 9.5. This is as close to perfection as you can get. I don't think you can get. This is not gonna be a root beer for everybody. The root beer for everybody is probably Sioux City or Sparkies. Really flavorful. This has root beer, but the caramel cream elevates it to a dessert soda unlike any other. I mean, this is like, it's like a cream soda and a root beer soda, except the cream soda is cream. How ridiculous is that to say, but it contains milk. water and only water. Flavored beverages last about a day or two. Have them, drink them from these root beers. I'm so proud of myself. Have lasted like a week and a half, 2 weeks, because I've been spacing them out when I specifically have time to record. Normally, if I get a 6-pack of root beer, 6 days max in the house. Typically 5 on a Saturday or Sunday. I will end up having 2. Sometimes both days. I don't know if I'm going to be saving much of this one for my wife. My God. I wouldn't have expected you to be able to taste all the layers. Root beer, then caramel, then cream, in that order. You taste the root beer first, then the caramel, and then that cream just like, it's not a loud cream. It's like, ooh, there's some milk in there. It's like a subtle, makes you want to put a dash of milk, whole milk or cream in root beers. Cheat your way to that root beer float flavor. This is outrageous. I slammed this soda. Brownie caramel cream. That's described as a Sprite. Yeah. I don't know. Looks like a little dude. I think in the original design, the fact that his hat was more elvish was, I guess, more pronounced. Brownie caramel cream. Get you some. orcabeverage.com. This is a 9.5, 10. If you can give 10s. And for me specifically, and this dessert soda. Just mind-blowing. Nailed it. And that's that, folks. That's the review of the root beer. Delicious. Tasty. Like I said, that brownie caramel cream is just on another level. The Sioux City was actually quite good as well in hindsight. Sort of wish I hadn't picked that one first so that I might have had an opportunity to shine greater. Learned a lot in the making of this video. Obviously, the light that I use is not great for reflective glass surfaces, as you end up with a bright white line down the center. We'll have to come up with something else for that. I also learned that I don't really focus on triggers too much. I'm big on voice, which is going to be true for a lot of this channel. It's going to be focused mostly on rambles, conversations, stories, things of that nature. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you would like to see something different. I do believe I'm getting more root beers, or I could be getting lemonades. There was a choice between root beer and lemonade. So let me know if you would like to see more of the same or something different, and we'll hook it up. And again, thank you for listening to the Purring.